I hope people understand that they can contact me. You know, you make your own communication with your own angel. Make your life maybe smoother sometimes. You know, you can do it yourself. You really, really can. It's a true blessing. Go to the website. Contact me. It's easy. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Hello, welcome to the show, The Daisy Show. My name is Samuel Bell. I'm a retired speech and language pathologist for 40 plus years. My specialty was individuals with dual diagnosed disabilities, including autism. And 20 years ago, I went to the other side and established rapport with my guardian angel, Daisy. So at the moment, I'm bringing what's basically a connection to the other side, is the skills that, the limited primitive skills that I have are used as just a connection to the other side. So I'm a conscious channel. I'm not a full trance channel. There are a variety of full trance channels, and I would say in general, from my perspective, the information is the most accurate. I'm a conscious channel, so I stay inside my physical vehicle, my body, and I pick up the feelings. It's clairsentient. I pick up the feelings, the sensations, and then I attach thought forms or language concepts. I'm a speech and language pathologist. Attach the feelings to the memories of my experiences of events, all events, and then I process the information and act as a conduit, a connection for the information from the other side. Simply put, I'm a connection to the other side. It doesn't make me better or smarter. It doesn't make me better or worse. It just means I'm sharing the information. With the help of my guardian angel, Daisy, who's on my right-hand side. So she's the co-host, or I'm her assistant, or whatever, to help people learn their lessons with the least amount of pain. So today, the idea is to bring information forwards for 3 different individuals. And then it's Clint, Jane, Elon. And then for Daisy to be open for any information that their guardian angel would like to share that would help Clint Eastwood, Jane Fonda, or Elon Musk, to help the 3 of them, or individually or as a group or whatever, learn their lessons with the least amount of pain. Learn their lessons with the least amount of pain, doo-dah. And these are charted lessons that they are here, that they're knowledge that they're acquiring from the experiences. So I'm a conscious channel. I'm a speech and language pathologist that's retired, work professionally with speech and language. Speech is a production of the sounds. Language is the thought process that's going on and how you remember it and how it functions. Language is different. Speech is motor skills, sounds, and then language is the thoughts. And those things are connected right now when I'm making sounds with my breath and my mouth. I'm not thinking about my mouth or where my tongue is going or how I'm pushing the air out. I'm not trying to think about it. It's automatically coming as I'm retrieving the thought forms. So when you share these similar thought forms, even if you're not Jane Fonda or Clint Eastwood or Elon Musk, if you share the same thought forms and they resonate with you, and then Daisy and these people and their individual guardian angels assist with information, possibly that information will help you. At least you can think about it, and it doesn't cost anything. And Earth is a school, so. Okay, the first individual is Mr. Clint Eastwood. And so what I have is his signature black ink on white paper. And I have to say, since I'm a conduit for the information, it doesn't make me smarter or better. I'm like a pipe. So the pipe a pipe can use to bring fresh, clean, spring water into the home, and another pipe can be used to bring sewage and unwanted substances out of the home. So it doesn't make the pipe better or worse, it's just what's going through the pipe. So I'm just, I'm the messenger with this, so bear with me. I'm not perfect. But my intent is to help myself and yourselves and Clint Eastwood right now, and then we'll do Jane Fonda, and then we'll do Elon Musk. Learn our lessons with the least amount of pain, okay? Okay, so, hello Mr. Eastwood. Mr. Eastwood's angel working with Daisy. I have to say a disclaimer. Now, since I'm the conduit, basically the less I know, the better it is. Okay, the less influenced by Samuel Bell, who's in the vehicle now, who's trying to influence the concepts that Daisy's bringing through. So I'm already influenced with two of these people. We have Clint and Jane Fonda. Now, I have met Mr. Eastwood, and he's a fine guy. So I'm already personally influenced big time, Samuel Bell is. Now, your guardian angel's bringing information through, which is different. So I'm interpreting it now because I have a skewed perspective. I mean, I like him and respect him. So I have to say that my reading would probably be less accurate because I could be more skewed because I already have a feeling in my heart that he's a good guy. So it's a disclaimer, okay? But I got to be honest. Same thing for Jane, Miss Fonda, because I was in Vietnam War was an issue in my life. So, and Miss Fonda and women's liberation was a big issue in my life. So, late 60s, early 70s, San Jose, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, hippies and all that kind of stuff. So, that's my disclaimer for both of those two people. Mr. Musk, I don't know about Mr. Musk. Okay, I don't know about Mr. Musk. Or where he's from or whatever. Okay, so we're going to do Clint Eastwood. Mr. Eastwood, hello Mr. Eastwood. Now this is public information. It's not any private information. And I don't wish to infringe or interpret anything as I say is, negatory. Okay? So, I got to back up because I think you're so great. I got to back up and sound no more middle of the road. So, to start off with, well, Mr. Eastwood, this is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how divine source made you. It doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Okay, first thing, you really, 6 reallys is the maximum and be normal. Really. So it goes normal, slight, mild. You're mildly outside normal. Spiritual. Okay, I know you're a cowboy and shoot 'em up and make movies and everything. But the most important things for the foundation of who you are, what you're about from the get-go is you're a very spiritual individual. Woo, doggies. And I just mean, highly intelligent, unconditional love. Powerful. Highly intelligent, unconditional love. Okay. Now that doesn't make you better if somebody's a turd. You don't get up in the morning and say, I'm going to be highly intelligent, super loving. That's the way Source made you. That's going to bring certain lessons that you're going to come into your life, your experiences. It's going to propel you with knowledge. So, don't puff up your chest because you're so spiritual. Because you're spiritual. Okay, off the charts. Okay, that's I'd say at least 95% of you. Okay, 95% of you, at least. 90 for sure. 90 for sure. Just fix it at 90, figure 90. Okay, so that means, you understand who you are, you experience consciousness, you understand your consciousness, you understand what you're doing, you're trying to make things better, understand we all are one, okay? All the really loving good stuff. I mean, I'm trying to tone it down because I like you so much, but okay, so mildly outside normal spiritual. Okay, the next thing you really slightly outside normal, likes to please. Like to please. Okay? And the next thing you really maximum normal, try to please. So that's one thing that's normal with you, is you try to please normal. You like to please off the charts, and you're spiritual, like, Rocket Man. Sir. Okay? So, now, well, let's say 90% super duper, and then 9%, so the 9 of that last 10% is like, super duper or whatever, right? So there's this 1% there. Now, are you open for a suggestion, sir, Mr. Eastwood? You are? The fineness of your constitution, the fineness of your willpower, the fineness of your ability to focus, and the fineness of your unconditional love has been demonstrated in so many ways. Your charity and your intentions and the stories and the films. Awesome ways. And stories about unconditional love. There's stories about unconditional love in some way. Because that's the way you are. That's the way you are. So that demands 1% of when you say you're not going to do something, you're not going to do it. I mean, it's kind of like control or inflexibility. Control or inflexibility. Okay, that 1% is there. So, it's like if you go duck hunting, right, and you got a 20 gauge shotgun and everybody else has got 12 gauge, and you're out there and you run out of ammo. You're like, poop jack, I might have run my gun and my boots in the mud, no bullets, no 6 high base 20 gauge. Everybody else is blasting away. It's the best duck hunting day of the year. Well, that's kind of how you are, right? You don't really, in the process of being super spiritual and liking to please off the charts, you've completely obliterated your personal time. The time that you would spend with Mr. Clint Eastwood. You've completely obliterated it. And the memory of personal time just for yourself is fragments. Yes, you've been a light of information and unconditional love for everyone, 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 everyone. And you've done it in many beautiful ways. So the only suggestion that can be brought through by your guardian angel is don't change. Understand that because you're so loving and want things a certain way brings in some control issues. And as you release those control issues, letting things happen, releasing control, then your ability to meditating and relax and go within will just improve so much because you've already paid all the dues, all the conceptual work, all the language work, all the vocabulary work, all the scripting, all the scenes, putting all the stories together in so many different ways. So many beautiful ways, really beautiful ways. Not only producing it and writing it and acting it, but actually did it. You were the person, the whole thing. It's like awesome. And from so many perspectives, to take all that energy and spend some time just with yourself, Mr. Eastwood. Just with yourself. Sit with the Egyptian position, back straight, palms up, in through the nose, out through the mouth, white light. Exhale any anxiety, frustration. There's so much smoke and burnt ash. And when we get to the other side, I would like, if possible, that we could visit sometime. Go do something enjoyable, sit on a hillside and have a discussion. I could learn so much from you. I really appreciate you. Okay, so suggestion, short and sweet. You got a little bit of control issues and you just go over the top all the time. So just kind of loosen up on the control and don't go over the top trying to please everybody because that's the way God made you. And spend a little bit of energy and focus on going within. And then you're just going to break out of a whole nother shell and into a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And when the time comes, Mr. Eastwood, you're not going to pass on. You are just going to walk out of your body. Okay? It's a blessing. Okay, Mr. Eastwood, you and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Okay, next is Miss Jane Fonda. Women's movement, 60s. 67, I went to Moscow, registered for the U.S. draft. See what the Soviet Union was like from Silicon Valley, very interesting. Went to San Jose State, protest all day long. Big protest, real thing. Angela Davis. Interesting things. It was a combination civil rights movement and children born, that were a certain age group from after World War II where they had, swing sets and lots of food and nice cars. And, the United States was doing pretty well then, post-World War II. One guy could go to work and, have enough money to buy a house and a car and feed everybody. Not like today. But anyway, so this book I make reference to, it's Man Made Perfect by Mabel Beatty, and just want to read a paragraph here for educational purposes. All right, next we'll get ready for Jane. So, about Jane. So, she was ballsy. Okay, she just wanted to go for it. So, I was cool. That was cool. I mean, I thought she was cool. That's what I thought. I still feel that she was cool, but Earth is a school. And I shouldn't say but because I was there with her, marching in protest. A lot of protests, a lot of marches. Protest, march, protest, march, protest, march. A lot. Chris Martin, Bobby, it was that time zone. It was like, what's going on? So, and this is from Mabel Beatty, The Man Made Perfect, Chapter 11, The Constitution of Man, Infant, Sex, the Aura, the Human Body. Well, here we go. We are going to tell your mind some things about the human body and how it is made with its various unseen portions. As your brain knows, you have the physical envelope with its framework of bone, muscle, and its wonderful nervous organization, which is the real part of contact with the psychic body. Now, when a child is being made in the womb of the mother, it is, of course, the result of the mixing of the certain cellular tissue of its two parents, and the one who has the most material of force or energy of psychic matter is the one who supplies the same sex organs. Thus, if a man is very full of what is known as sex impulse, the child will be a boy. And if the woman has the sex impulse strongest at the time, the child will be a girl. You cannot control this instinct. It is not entirely physical, but partly psychic, as it is rarely within the decision of the entirely human factors to say whether a child shall be male or female. The deciding factor is what particular type of soul is waiting to be born into that particular family, for every child born has its own particular niche in the world, which no one else can fill, whether the destiny is to be great or humble. All right. Jane Fonda? Hello, Jane. Jane, this is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Well, this is fun. First thing, you really, which is slightly outside normal, try to please. Okay? Try to please. That's the most important thing. You try to please. Okay? Okay? When they put the food on the plate, you know, the vegetables and the whatever, fish and the whatever, the gravy or whatever, salad. Most on your plate is try to please. Okay? So, next thing, you really, 6 reallys is the maximum being normal, really, so it's mildly outside normal. Have no issues with control. Okay, that's a weird thing to say. Slightly outside normal, having no issues with control. So that means, that kind of means you're wild. I guess what that means. But from a clairsentient viewpoint, that's the feeling I get, that you're, let's do this. You know. So, Most important thing, likes to please. Correction, tries to please. Tries to please. Most important thing, tries to please. Next thing, slightly outside normal. No issues with control, which is like, want to go parachute? Sure. Skydive? Okay. Make a movie? All right. River raft? Okay. Swordfish? Okay. Scuba dive? Okay. Next thing, third thing, it's probably like maybe 3%. 3%, which is not, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. It isn't, it's very little, it's a small amount in terms of 100%. Okay. Try to please and no issues with control. Is this 3% is, like Beverly Hillbillies would be Granny and the rocker, right? And Jethro would be doing something, Granny, and then she'd hit him with a broom or something, right? Granny was so cool. But you're kind of like that Granny, except, you pull out a gun and shoot him. Pow! Jethro would jump behind the truck. Oh, but that's 3%. So it's like, people are like, watch out, she carries a, Colt Commander and it's loaded. Pow! So, lead a protest? No problem. Do it because you feel that strongly about it? All day long. Female? Yep. Is it bringing consciousness into the conversation? Yes. Is it bringing the female aspect of thought processes, into the conversation? Well, it could. They start burning their bras. Everybody's like, huh? So the analytical male aspect was beginning to recognize that there is a intuitive female aspect of humanity that somehow keeps everything glued together, not only reproducing but providing a home. So the balance started to flow at that time. At least that's what we thought. That's what I thought. Well, you girls are wearing miniskirts. I was in London in '67. I was like, Okay, so tries to please like a nut. No issues with control, over the top, willing to do whatever, wonderful person, loving person, no issues with control, big time no issues with control. That's just super intelligent and powerful willpower. Super intelligent and powerful willpower and loving, right? And 3% will, like dirty Jane. Oh. Get it, dirty Harry, dirty Jane. So, of course, this is in a physical vehicle that's physically beautiful in the description of North Americans, So your physical vehicle looks one way, and this inside this garment of flesh is this Miss Fonda. It's like, wow. And then she's like, It's pretty cool. It was an exciting time. It was a very exciting time. I think it was in many ways it was an initiation of society in the elevation of consciousness. And persons like herself, I'd go hear Bella Abzug. Bella Abzug, and she'd start off, and the first thing she'd do is she'd say, I want to say hello to my husband, and he would stand up and never lived in 1,000 Lanes. Yay, Bella's husband, he's a great man. I'm like, watch out. And Jane Fonda would be something like that. Also, Angela Davis. And then those guys in the Olympics held their arms up. You're standing at the state too. I think one was. So, I remember Bobby came to town. My uncle was Frank McGee, close to the Today Show back then. He was a principal in the news then, NBC Today Show. So, now Miss Fonda, are you open for a suggestion? Okay? Hello? Don't change. Don't change, okay? Don't change. Don't change. Don't change. A slight adjustment, I had something. Just a slight adjustment. When you go on a picnic, get a bigger picnic basket, put everything you ever wanted into it. When you're going to go to a meal, go to the best restaurant you can find and enjoy it. Or make it at home. Just make everyone the very best. And let's try a spiritual credit card. There's such a thing. That the viewers, if they appreciate Miss Fonda, individuals like her. And today, for individuals like Miss Fonda, that anything that Miss Fonda desires or we believe that she would desire, please include that in our prayers for her credit card. We'll call it her spiritual platinum card. Or, okay, her white card. So don't change, okay? You're not doing anything wrong. You're just born that way. You're doing everything, you're following your passion 100%. Be safe, okay? Just do the best for yourself, okay, sweetheart? You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Wow, Jane Fonda. Clint Eastwood, Jane Fonda. I should mention, Mr. Eastwood has the Ranch House, which is a restaurant. It's a ranch house, like a cowboy place where they go eat, And I've been there a few times, and he presented, he allowed an organization to use that facility to give me an award. And Senator Henry Mello of Monterey Bay presented me with an award as Outstanding Healthcare Provider serving the serving the developmentally disabled of the Monterey Peninsula. Such excitement. Also, I lived in Marina del Rey for quite a long time, and you'd see him occasionally. Actually, he lived in my building. I never saw his car be in and out. I saw him once or twice at Starwood. Nice guy. Seriously, nice guy. And Miss Fonda, I've never met Miss Fonda. I've never seen her live. Miss Fonda, nice to meet you. Okay, next is Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon. Wow. Wow, baby. Elonicus. Holy moly. Hello, Elon. This is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You're not better than Hitler. You're not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. First thing, Excuse me, very nice to meet you, Mr. Musk. So, Elon, I'm forced to use my Earth Pilgrim thought form memory bank vocabulary to describe you in the sense of benefiting you for spiritual lessons. So the first thing is a disclaimer that I am wholly incapable of using any Earth Pilgrim language thought forms that accurately describe what I'm trying to accurately describe. It's like, I've never had, raw octopus. Right? It's like, I don't know, it might be a Japanese food, I don't know. But I've never had raw octopus, so I can't. Salty jelly beans? I don't know. I don't know. So, I don't have words to describe where I'm going. So, that's my disclaimer. All right, so the first thing, first off, it's very nice to meet you. You really, 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 you're going to laugh your ass off at this whole thing, Elon. Really, really, really. So it goes maximum, normal, slight, mild, moderate, and then after moderate, it's actually severe, profound. But moderate, people can't comprehend moderate outside normal. So why even go into this severe, profound range? Okay, so you're severe. So you're out here and nowhere, someplace past where anybody can comprehend. Tries to please. Tries to please. So I'm describing an entity that the most important substance of them is the trying to please. And it's not maximum for a normal person. It's not slight, mild, or moderate. It's severe, which means it's far less than 1%. far less than 1% of the Earth Pilgrim population is like you in trying to please. Okay? Okay? So, I can't describe how much you try to please. Passed out. And if I could, I would. People wouldn't comprehend it if I could. Like, what do you say? Okay, so that's the most important thing, the greatest quantity. The biggest pile of potatoes on the plate. Tries to please. Okay. Next thing. Really, 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 really. Maximum normal, really, so it's slightly outside normal. Likes to please. Likes to please. So you have an individual that tries like super crazy past speed limit. Speed is sound and whatever. And they are doing this because they try so hard, and then they also just like it so much. Okay, so it's like you're a jockey on a fast horse. The faster the horse it goes, the happier the jockey is. It's like, yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. That's the whole ball game. That's the whole ball game. Whole ball game. But to try to please is a big deal. This is a really, really big deal. So, next thing. I can't put a number of reallys because it's more than I can comprehend. So it's like profound or more. I don't know. It's somewhere way past profound. Like, I don't know. Powerful. Big time powerful. Big time powerful. So, describe somebody that tries to please so much I can't describe, and is super, super powerful. Super, super powerful. And likes to please. They like to please just a little bit outside normal. Okay? But they're just really powerful. So, it's like, say you're going to try to, those things, they'll take those dominoes and they'll stack them up in a row and they'll stack them up, they think, and the guy hits it and they all fall down, and they all go these different directions. Be like trying to do that with a giant caterpillar bulldozer. That's just Elon's ticket. I mean, really powerful, really powerful. See, at least I can say it's like a caterpillar and dominoes. That's this third thing I'm talking about. The other one was tries like something, like a thunderbolt of lightning. Big power. And it's not like, oh, it's coming on. Oh, look, it's on. Oh, there it goes. It's disappearing. No. Big power. So now, okay, so Elon, are you open for a suggestion? Okay, start laughing. Okay. All right, so, it's like me, when I paint, I'm like, paint a stick figure. Like if they said you got to, draw a picture of a horse, and I draw, people go, what is that? Is it a jackrabbit? I'm like, no. Well, that's like, me telling an artist how to do artwork. So I'm just describing me saying to Mr. Musk, Mr. Elon Musk, something to help with spiritual advice. So it's like, it's pretty funny to start off with. But I do have some, okay? All right, so now, the ethical use of media often will use real people doing real stuff, and you're a real person doing real stuff. Okay? You're a real person doing stuff. All right? And ethically, media presented you as, deciding what to do, and if you weren't going to do it, you're like, I'm moving, hello, Texas, or whatever, whatever. So, the individuals who are interested in you include enthusiasts for all types of industries and everything from UFOs to medical science that you're interested in. So the perspective that I'm receiving to assist with through your guardian angels to Daisy is that everything you're doing is done correctly. Everything you're doing is just manipulating and managing and stimulating the appropriate thought forms for the lower consciousness globs that are out there going, no, man, I'm not going to get a mask. So, you're doing all that correctly. You're doing all that correctly. Okay, you're doing all that correctly. Okay, you're doing it all correctly. You have people that are stimulated to look at you when you're on the tube. You have people that are stimulated to listen to those sounds when they hear someone say, Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. Space shot, blah, blah, blah. Your Mars, moon, blah, blah, blah. So they're going, oh, F you, we're out of here, man. Go ahead, arrest me. I'm out of here. So the public's looking at you. It's like, it's like that WWE wrestling thing, except it's not fake, it's all real. And you're the real person doing it. So you've got the public's attention. That's a big deal. And you're not setting up cameras for it. They're coming to you and focusing on you. You break the window. It's like, oh, look, Elon Musk, whatever. So This is something that's very difficult to develop. It's like a natural pearl. They have to keep developing the outer shell. Well, you've got that now. So it is the opinion that I'm receiving that the mission that you're on, you're doing correctly. Obviously, you're not sent from a local domestic place, some other place. I don't want to guesstimate. It would be misleading. Because I'd be guesstimating. I could probably sit down and figure it out, but, you know, Pleiades, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. And that's a guess, everybody. That's a guess. Okay. Orion could be. No. So it's got some, I do believe, I feel strongly, it has some tie-in to the Egyptian stuff that they're finding in the Grand Canyon. Elon, that's got something to do with you. Okay, it's pretty cool. So, suggestion is something new, and it's called an intermittent inconsistent reinforcer. An intermittent inconsistent reinforcer. An intermittent inconsistent reinforcer, which means that people kind of have a reading for where you're coming from, what you're doing, the thought process you have, the directions you're going. You know, you're not trying to open up a new modern bakery. You're trying to do something big stuff. So the thing to do, the intermittent inconsistent, is you want to throw out once in a while something that's really big that nobody knows anything about. Just yourself, okay? Rather than, oh, we're working on this, we're making discoveries here. No, nothing. It's just total silence. Nobody's, you know, like, say you have like some kind of, you know, helium, you know, that, you know, you just plug it into the wall and you fill it up and it's good for 2 years or something. I don't know. But something that's like really super cool. You don't tell anybody, right? no big development thing, right? No news, all right? And then very mildly, you know, someone says, you know, like you're speaking to the local town reporter, you know, like some town, it sees you at, you know, some exposition, and you say, oh, look at this. You open the file drawer and, you know, something amazing comes out, just blows everybody away. Well, because it's coming out of nowhere, kind of like a, you know, a camouflage place, all your viewers will go, what? You know, like, look at that. You know, we got a camera on Mars that's talking back to us. Look, there's a girl in a bathing suit on Mars jumping off the high dive. Look at him. You know, there's something that's like, it just, for Americans, and people that grow up on TV, so they, smoke come out their ears. And then we're going to learn about it anyway. See, but there's no build-up. So they're going to learn about this stuff anyway, you know, sooner or later. So, but this is the way you just kind of sneak, but pow, it's intermittent and inconsistent. Then from then on, they're like, Elon Musk, huh? So the use of intermittent and inconsistent will assist with advancing consciousness on the planet, and I'm sure that I would call you what's called a mystical traveler, which means that you come to this planet to help others learn their lessons with the least amount of pain. And the purpose that you're here, you continue in your next incarnation at some other place. You just go to different places and do, you know, super mystical, psychic, the physics behind the physics, explorations, helping creatures on the different locations learn their lessons with the least amount of pain. So throw in some intermittent inconsistent reinforcers there, boss. Okay? So it's just something they're not expecting and they didn't know was going to happen. They're not expecting and they didn't know it was going to happen. Okay? Okay. All right? So that's intermittent inconsistent. So for an example would be, they say, well, you got to close your plant. And you go, F you. I'm closing the plant, going to Texas. Goodbye. Like that. From then, everybody's like, ooh, Elon Musk, man. He closed it. Plenty moved. 1,600 jobs are in Silicon Valley. Wow. You know, like, wow. Next time you walk into a big meeting, you're like, yes, sir. So this is intermittent inconsistent. You follow me? Intermittent inconsistent. Intermittent inconsistent. Now, you want to do it, thank you for listening this far, at a ratio of 6:1 for each negative intermittent inconsistent reinforcer. You want to give 6 positive intermittent inconsistent reinforcers. Okay, and these are all things that they're going to be told about anyway. It's just that you keep it such a dang secret nobody else knows. And the way you let it out is like, oh yeah, by the way, gas substitute made out of garbage. You know, what? Or something, you know, it's like, wow, blows them away. And then when you throw in a negative, they're like, yeah, what? Oh, that negative has some power. If you just do negative, 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 everybody's like, you know, F you, we don't want to know. Goodbye. So you're going to kind of pay the rope-a-dope, but sold up on the good stuff and bad stuff. 6:1 ratio. Intermittent, inconsistent. And very nice to meet you, Mr. Musk. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Okay, this is the where communication kind of dives into the fringe state of mediumship and communication with my guardian angel Daisy, and infusion of public information for the most loving Clint Eastwood. Hello, Mr. Eastwood. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Miss Jane Fonda. Hello, Jane Fonda. Someday I hope we meet. Miss Fonda, you and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. And Mr. Elon Musk. Elon, very nice to meet you. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.